Back in the shop. I know you were hoping for another cooking episode, but we're not cooking today. We're not in the kitchen. We're back in the shop. And it is a disaster in here. Wiring has been, well, there's just crap everywhere. It's a mess. But we're getting ever closer by the day. And I'm at the point now where I need to put the fans in. And I grabbed the radiator that came with this car, which is actually a good radiator. It's a Champion radiator that is meant for Chevy 2s. Nice big, I think it's a 3-core all aluminum radiator. They're rated for like 500 horsepower. They're pretty nice units. I actually had another one for my other car that's in better condition than this, but this one belongs to this car. What I didn't like about it though was it had these fans on it. And I mean, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of stuff that I go the cheap route on, and I order stuff from Amazon because I know it's good enough. But when it comes to your cooling system, the cheapo fans on Amazon are just not the way to go. They don't move enough air. And to top it off, this is the wiring nastiness that these were hooked up on. You know, little teeny tiny feed wire for power. I haven't even looked under this tape to see what kind of, let's find out together what kind of connections are actually hiding in here. Maybe. Well, spade connectors, so I mean that's not totally uncommon. Spade connectors there. It feels like there's more spade, yeah, more crappy spade connectors. Whatever the case, this is just nasty wiring, and as you've seen on this car, I'm not doing nasty wiring. I'm trying to do good, clean, appropriate wiring for the car. So, one, these fans suck. Two, they're wired terrible. And we're going to do a little test here in a minute, but I went and got these fans, which are not, these are not considered high dollar, fancy, high performance fans. They're not a Delta fan unit or anything like that, but these should be significantly more airflow than these units that were on this car. The model number on these is a 67012 by Proform. I think I got them from Jegs. And this particular model is rated for 1200 CFM, and I got 2 of these, which means I'll have 2400 CFM airflow between the 2 fans, which I think should do the trick. But I'm not going to make you sit around and watch me do all the wiring and put them in there where we're not going to be able to see them do anything because they're on a thermostatic switch. You know, I'd have to jumper it just to make them turn on. You won't be able to see much. Instead, we're going to do a different fun little experiment. And the wife is so excited to help me out with this one. So give me a second to get set up with my our little experiment. We'll do a comparison between what I believe are cheap, crappy Amazon fans and something that's actually got a decent spec to it. So yeah, we'll be right back here in just a minute. Fans are ready. One other thing I will point out that's a big difference between the fans I got and the fans we had is if you look at the blade design, this has got the curved blade design. The new ones have a straight blade design. The curved blade design fans are not reversible. I mean, you could probably hook the wires for the motor up and spin them in reverse from their intended direction, but they will not move airflow worth a damn in reverse, whereas most of the straight blade fans are reversible and have similar airflow in both forward and reverse because of the blade design. So something to keep in mind if you're looking for a fan that's reversible. But let's move on to the test. You getting situated?
Yeah.
Oh, we don't want to fall off the table. There we go. All right. Are you ready for this? I call this test the sexy model and win test.
Oh my gosh.
Come on, be more
No
excited.
judgments on my hair. He made me take it down from a ponytail.
She's not ready for this test.
No.
Come on. You gotta get ready for the test. Yeah, gotta be ready for the test. All right, good. So the plan here is to find out and judge these fans based on hair flow. Not airflow, hair flow. I just made that up right now on the spot. Woo. Wow. All right, so you gotta make sure, don't hold it like this. We don't need your fingers getting in the fan. So, like this, fingers out, and hold it like that.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
Now, hold on, come this way a little bit. Okay, right about there is good. Right about there is good.
Gosh.
Well, we gotta make sure we can tell. All right. Are you ready for old fan?
Old fan. Go.
Old fan test number 1, hair flow. Yeah. How's that feel?
Feels okay.
Feels okay?
Yeah.
All right, are you ready to move on to new fan?
Yeah.
All right. Moving to the new fan. Don't break it. We might still need it. All right, let me get this hooked up. We don't have quite as much water. I just use scraps. In theory, this fan should be like twice as powerful.
Okay.
Oh, and that fan turned off. Nice. All right, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Here we go. How's that?
Yes, it's more powerful.
Is it more powerful?
It's more
Do
powerful.
we have more hair flow?
We have more.
We have more hair flow!
Oh my gosh, you're such a...
That's probably one of the
You're such
dumbest
a
things.
loser.
It's probably one of the dumbest things we've done. But you get it. We made the point. There's a big difference between the cheapo fan and a not as cheap but cheap fan. This is probably something like 600 CFM. This fan, the one we're replacing it with, is rated at 1200 CFM. It makes a big difference. And I mean, these are the same size. They're both 12-inch fans. And these, I don't think, I have to go back and look, but they weren't that expensive. I'll find the price for them and I'll post that on the video somewhere so you can see what the price difference is between like this cheap crappy fan and one that's not as crappy. But when it boils down to it, man, this is bad. Between cooking the thermostats and now the hair flow test, we're kind of going off the rails here lately. I've been doing wiring for far too long.
Wiring's getting to your head.
It's ruining my mentality. But yeah, so spend a little bit of time, spend appropriate dollars on a decent fan. It will make a big difference overall, especially if you live somewhere where it's a hot climate like we do. Your cooling system needs to be up to snuff. And that goes with, like I said, the test that we did on the thermostat. I did take one of the 180 thermostats that was confirmed in the last video to be working. It's now in here under my neck. That still needs to be adjusted once I get my water hose in. But yeah, fans make a difference. Don't get the China fans off Amazon. They do suck. Yeah, they have poor hair flow.
Oh my gosh. I'm never going to be in a video again if you're going to do this to me.
What are you talking about? That was great. That was absolutely great. It was. So, we're getting there. Wiring is getting there. Oh, check it out. Check it out. Before we cut this video off, like you saw at the beginning of the video, I've got an absolute mess freaking everywhere, right? But, look at that. There ain't no disaster under the dash no more. That's all put up in there. I do got to do the gauge cluster still. That's what's hanging out of the opening where the gauge cluster goes. But I believe everything's wired up under the dash correctly and should work. I did a bunch of testing with my meter and all that sort of stuff. The under hood, as far as running the motor, should all be done. The fans, the reason this video came up is I need to install the fans. So I figured why not do a little video on the fans. But the fans are going to be going in. Once those are in, the mechanical requirements of the electrical system will be complete. And we can look at potentially getting this thing fired up. I still have all the lights to do, which, as I've stated before, I can't do much with the lights until I at least start getting stuff in the front end. I can kind of get wires routed and located where they need to go. But yeah, we still got all that wiring to do. And I still got to get the rear light section tied in to the harness. But we're close. We're close to being able to start the engine. And that's where we're headed. So, fingers crossed, in the next video, we're going to be aiming to fire off the 327, at least hear it work, know that the electrical system for the mechanical portion of the car is rock solid and ready to go. That's the goal for the next video, and that's really about all I'm going to waste your time with on this video. Let me see. Thanks for being a good sport with my hair flow test.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see you guys on the next one.